In this video we're going to solve an equation that has fractions. You can see here we have a 3 as a denominator and a 4 as a denominator of these expressions. So we need to follow some rules. Rule number 1. Every factor of the equation must have a denominator. This has a denominator of 3. This has a denominator of 4. 4 is another factor that does not have a denominator, so we're going to give him 1, and of course the denominator is 1. 4 divided by 1 is 4. The same thing with this factor here, 2x, we're going to give it a denominator of 1. Now every factor has got its denominator. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to give every factor a hat. Here is a hat for this factor, here's a hat for this, a hat for this, and a hat for this. As you may be guessing by now, we're going to make these denominators to be common. In order to find the common denominator and transform these factors so their value does not change, we're going to follow these rules. First, we're going to put all our numbers, all the denominators, in a line. 3, 4, 1, and 1. Now we're going to draw a line down, and we're going to go through, and first we're going to see which one is the smallest prime number, the number that divides any of these. And 3 is not divided by 2. We're going to pick out 2. 3 is not divided by 2, so we're going to leave it as 3. 4 is divided by 2. We put 2 here. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 1 divided by 2, of course, does not divide. We leave it as 1. Now, next thing is we're going to go again. 2 is going to be the smallest prime number. 3 divided by 2 does not divide. 2 divided by 2 is 1, and the same 1 and 1. What's left now? What we have left is 3, so 3 is going to be the smallest number that divides 3, and it makes it 1. 3 divided by 3 is 1, and the rest are 1. Now if you multiply 2 times 2 is 4, and 3 times 4 is 12. 12 is the least common denominator. So we're going to go and take 12 and use it here to make the hats. We will not put 12 here. What you're going to put is 12 divided by 3 is what? 4. Again, the same thing. 12 divided by 4 is 3. 12 divided by 1 is 12. And 12 divided by 1 is 12. So then now all we have to do, let me erase this, and what we're going to do is multiply 4 by 2x minus 1, and here be careful because
27. It's a trap.
that's right, it's a trap. In order to avoid the trap, you have to assume that there is a parenthesis here. Everything that is on the numerator that is not just a single number, like here, you have to put a parenthesis. Okay? So we have 4 times 2x minus 1 plus 3 times 3x plus 2 close the parenthesis equals 4 times 12 is 48 minus 12 times 2x is 24x. As you can see, I left out the denominators because they are all going to be 12. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 4 is 12. 1 times 12, 1 times 12, and we eliminate them. At this point of the solving of the equation, we don't need those denominators anymore. We go on to solve this equation for x, and of course we have to get rid of the parentheses. 2 times 4 is 8x minus 4 plus 9x plus 6 equals 48 minus 24x. The next step, of course, is to separate the x's from the numbers, and we'll put all the x's to the left and all the numbers to the right. So we have 8x plus 9x and this is 648. There is a 24x on this side, and you remember that in order to take it over to the left side, it has to pay the ticket, and the ticket is it has to change the sign. Instead of minus 24x over here, it will be plus 24x. And that will be equal 48 is over here, 6 will have to come over here, so it has to pay the ticket and become -6, and 4 is going to also come over here, and in order to pay the ticket it will go from -4 to +4. And we do the addition here. 8x plus 9x plus 24x equals 41x. And that will be equal to 48 minus 6 is 42 plus 4 is 46. And finally we have x, and we take 41 to take it over to the other side, and again 41, in order to go over here it has to pay its own ticket, and because this is 41 times, it will be divided, 46 divided by 41. That is how you pay the ticket. The pluses become minus, the minuses become pluses, the times becomes divided, the divideds become times. Okay, and we have 46 divided by 41, and that is the solution.